Are you ready to divorce your past and marry the truth? Because that's what we're talking about today. That's right, today we're talking about divorcing your past and marrying the truth. So what does that really mean? Well, to me, it means really giving up our past experiences as being the only defining factor of where we're heading in the future. You see, your past does not have to be the pointer to your future. Your past situations do not have to be the same and keep repeating over and over again. Because we can decide today to assume responsibility for this moment right here and right now. Because this moment, and each moment after, is so much more powerful than the past. Yes, the past has its place because it usually gives us an indication of the type of things which could happen in the future. But if our past has been really dealt with limiting thoughts, decisions, negative emotions and memories, then it's not always going to be the best diagnosis as to what can happen in the future because you're running from that mentality, from that limiting belief, limiting decision, or past experience. But what we can do is say, okay, I went through those events. They may not have been very nice. They might have been traumatic. People might have done mean things to me. But today, I'm taking a stand to actually divorce my past. I'm ready to let it go. I'm ready to step up and radiate my desires in this moment. Because if you carry on keeping that baggage and replaying those type of mindsets and thoughts, you're only going to keep replaying them out into your future. So what new thoughts could you bring into your life? What new feelings would you like to experience more of? Because as the day you start to actually act upon those empowering thoughts and those empowering feelings, your brain will seek out more of the same. Now, it doesn't obviously just stop there, because assuming responsibility and refusing to buy into our past and buy into what other people think, that's only going to get us to a certain point. I mean, it's a great point, and to me, it's one of the biggest things that when I started to do, transformed so many things in my life, because I realized that I can dictate my life. Rather than being a product of life, I can allow life to be a product of what I choose to create. But naturally, as I said, there are other things we need to consider. We have to consider where we're putting our mental energy. So what are we thinking about the most, and what is that actually costing us? So if you're investing a lot of time and energy in anxiety, worries, and doubts, how much is that really costing you thinking that way? I'm sure it's costing you a lot in time, but absolutely in your emotional freedom. So what you have to do is every time that thought or emotion comes up, is your responsibility to get conscious of it, to catch yourself in the act and realize whenever this happens, it's my job, my signal from my body to actually go, actually, I'm focusing on what I want now. In time, that will become a habit. It's very much like meditation. When you catch yourself thinking, you become conscious of it, and that brings you back. What we're doing here in the personal development field is saying, look, when you get that anxious thought or that doubt, or you're replaying that negative thought or that self-talk, we have to catch ourselves in the act. It may take time in the beginning, but as soon as you do it with consistency, you're going to actually get your brain, your unconscious mind, as soon as the negative thought happens, it will automatically go down a new pathway. I mean, think about it like this. If you have an overgrown garden, if you go down that overgrown garden just the once, it's pretty overgrown still. But if you keep on going down that exact same path, what happens? Well, it becomes more trodden, more of a pathway there. It becomes easier to go down that pathway. And that's what we're telling our unconscious mind, that I'm going to take responsibility consciously for a period of time, and then after that period of time, your body will actually assume responsibility for doing that for you. To me, that's what I call doing things and achieving things on autopilot. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is those who you surround yourself with. Now, I fully understand that there might be people in your life which you might struggle to move away from. Maybe we don't get on with our family, but our values are there that we should be like that. Now, I'm not saying that you should, but that's your choice. But if that is the case, or if you choose to actually move away from certain people in your life because they do not support you, either option is I'm completely at peace with. You know what's right for you. But either way, what you can do to significantly increase your success and move off into your future and marry the truth of your future is to surround yourself with those who you want to be like. If you want to be more confident, surround yourself with those people. If you want more money, surround yourself with people who have money, because you'll be picking up on those types of qualities. You'll be having the first glance of how they do what they do. And it goes for everything. If you want to be happy, surround yourself with happier people, because you are the sum of who you surround yourself with. If you're surrounding yourself with, say, 5 negative people, and only 5 negative people, the chances are, big chance, is that they're going to rub off on you. However, if you start to add more positive people to the mix, what happens? Well, things seem to equalize a lot more. And if you remove certain people and keep on adding new positive people, you will pick up on that energy. After all, we are energy, and we absorb information, we absorb other people's energies, and we actually model them. So who are we modeling? Do we need to bring more empowering people into our life? Do I need to surround myself with a like-minded business people? Do I need to surround myself with people who are making differences in people's life? Do I need to surround myself with people who are generally grateful for living? Because there's many people out there who do that. And it's my decision that I've got to choose to surround myself with those types of people. When I assume responsibility and I divorce the past, I'm marrying the truth and surrounding myself with other people. Now, the other thing I really want you to understand, which I doubt you will at first, because I understand how limiting beliefs go. No matter what people say, that limiting belief of ours still sticks. Everyone can give us compliments and qualities and great comments toward us, but if we don't believe in ourselves, it can be very hard. But I do want you to know that I do believe in you. And one of the steps of believing in yourself is to consider the type of values and qualities you have within yourself. Because we rarely think about our own personal qualities. In fact, we sometimes would never talk to our best friend how we talk to ourselves. So now's the time to nourish your body and get in connection and rapport with yourself. You would never really want to say those type of things that you may say to yourself. And if you can imagine that in a metaphor, you're telling yourself that you dislike yourself. You're telling your unconscious mind you dislike yourself, which creates a bigger division and a bigger divider between connecting with your true source. Because people have problems because they're out of rapport with themselves. And that self-talk, that negative self-talk, is going to really deepen that divide. So now is the time to seek out and bring out your own qualities. Now, what I suggest is getting on a piece of paper and writing down all your qualities. And it could be things like, I can make people laugh, I have the values of trust, and I'm a good listener. I'm grateful for being alive. So we're doing gratitude in there as well, our own personal qualities. And we begin to fill out that piece of paper or a board, and you can make it as artistic as you desire. But as you keep on adding to it, you're actually lighting up more qualities. And the more you begin to light up, the more your unconscious mind will seek the same type of things in your future experience. And ultimately, we begin to look at that every day, and we choose and we ask ourselves, what qualities are we going to bring out today? What am I going to really be focusing on? What are my desires for this day? So when we do that, we're starting to bring out our own qualities, and therefore that self-talk begins to shift. No longer do we realize that, oh, I've got that thing happened to me, I'm going to beat myself up. First of all, we catch ourselves in the act because it's our signal to do so. And second of all, we've got those qualities submerging that old self-talk. I'm never going to say it happens quickly, although it can do, but it can take time. This is your learning experience. This is your journey. This is your truth. The more you put energy into that, the more you're going to get out of it. It's not about what life brings to you. It's about what you bring to life. Because when you think about it, you could put up with this for a lifetime of regret, a lifetime of being unhappy. Or you can choose to invest this time for that. And sometimes it can be temporary, annoying, or hard to do. But that small temporary time of annoyance or hard or training yourself up is far better than that lifetime of regret. So please go ahead and do that. Consider your qualities. Divorce your past and marry the truth of who you are. And that is someone who is love, who is full of potential, full of capabilities, and it's all within you. In fact, whatever you think you are always more wonderful and beautiful than that. And then finally, begin to rehearse your day the way you want it to go. So you set up some core principles of every time I wake up, I'm going to rehearse how I'd like my day to go. In my mind, I'm going to visualize how I like to act and react despite what happens in that situation or in that day. It could be a stressful thing, but I'm going to see myself and radiate and project how I like to be different. By doing so, you're pre-teaching your system, your unconscious mind, to actually begin to do that. You're rehearsing it, and you're beginning to direct your unconscious mind to how you want to be. Rather than thinking of all the bad things which might happen and therefore rehearsing that in your mind, you're reversing it and you're projecting what you like to do. That means your unconscious mind has a guideline of how it can be different. You have to be the goal setter, the decider, and your unconscious mind will be the goal getter and actually manifest those type of behaviors. So go ahead and put that in action. So really consider it, put it into action, and put time into it with consistency. As you do, you will reap the benefits of the success and the desires that you want, the emotional freedom, the happiness, the confidence, the health, relationship, career, and finances. It's all within you and you can do this. So have a great day and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Many thanks and goodbye.